Pops, we have a special video today. Congratulations, Minnie. You made the stupidest turn signals ever. We're going to walk through what Mini Cooper did to create literally the most confusing turn signals of all time. And you used to run a Mini dealership and are a current Mini owner. I think this is going to be a fantastic conversation.
This is all true. Yes. Yes, this is Mini-ification to its finest.
And I think, yeah, you'd probably be the first to say, like, Mini does some pretty unorthodox stuff to make the brand fun and interesting and everything like that.
Yeah,
but there was an article here written by Jason Torchinsky on Jalopnik.
Yes.
That really just, like, you know, seals the deal, frosts the cake. What am I trying to say?
It puts the frosting on the cake for silliness, I think is. Yeah, so my cookies might be frosted, but you're frosting the cake.
Okay, so this is what Jason saw. It was pretty funny. So as you know,
yes,
the Minis, they have the Union Jack style taillights, right?
That is correct. Yes, because you know it's historically a British car made by a German car company today. But yes, it's a British car.
Yes. And so on those Union Jack style taillights, I mean, they're pretty cool looking, and honestly, kudos to an automaker for putting like really neat taillights on a car.
Absolutely.
One that fits with the brand.
Yes.
But when you look at this, Dad, like you can see the shape because I pulled up like some Google images while we're looking at it here. Like you can see the shape, like there's the angles and everything, and like you'd imagine that if you turn the turn signal on to go like let's say left, like what behavior do you think would happen there?
Well, the left turn signal would flash, and it
But what's the left turn signal? Is it the whole thing, you think?
Yeah, it's the whole thing.
Okay, and that is where you went wrong. I'm going to show you this clip. This is from Twitter, and it's referenced in the Jalopnik article.
Oh, good. So if you're turning left, you're telling people you might turn right.
Okay, Mini created the
maybe that arrow should have gone the other direction, huh?
Okay, exactly. So if you and we'll put like a clip of this in the video, I guess, like right now. The turn signal points in the other direction.
Yeah, but the left one's flashing.
No, but
that's the one that's flashing, but it's just pointing that you might make a right. Even though you were considering making a left.
Is this not the dumbest thing you've ever seen?
Well, no, and I'll tell you why it's not the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Because I represented the Acura brand when they came out with the ZDX. And I remember our area rep, our factory rep saying... And the big shot at Acura, they had a special video, and saying, you know, we're going to grow our business, and we're not going to grow it by producing niche cars. So we're coming out with the ZDX. And I looked at that car, and I thought to myself, you're right, that's not a niche car. That's a super niche car. That's like, there's 3 people in America that might want this car. The ZDX was the stupidest thing I've ever seen in the automobile industry, but those turn signals on the Mini, they might be the dumbest thing I've ever seen. I mean, somewhere along the line, somebody had to stand behind the car and go, wait, that's the arrow's pointing the other direction. Maybe we should flip these around so that the arrow points to the left when you're making a left turn and points to the right when you're making a right turn. But, you know. Apparently nobody looks, nobody checks.
This was the comment from Mini.
Yes.
With regard to the turn indicator light pattern, there should be no trouble at all for a driver to understand when seeing the full rear of the car, which direction is being indicated. What does that even mean? When seeing the full rear of the car? Like, do people look at half of a car? No, like, you see the full rear, and it's still confusing. I mean, you know what someone's intending after you take a moment to, like, think about it, but holy hell. That's their statement when you see the full rear of the car. Like,
I don't know. Wouldn't it have been nice if somebody from Mini said, you know what, You're right. We screwed up. We should have done it differently. We're gonna make a correction, and in the future we'll have it so that the arrow, if you're making a left turn, if there's an arrow flashing within the turn signal, it'll flash pointing towards the left, not towards the right. That would have been owning it, but Mini didn't really want to own it. They didn't want to admit they made a mistake. There's thousands of those cars out there confusing drivers across the United States and Europe. I mean, geez.
Let us know in the comments down below what other kind of kooky or crazy car features you've ever seen. I think this one legitimately is one of the silliest I've ever seen on a component that is like pretty typical, right? Like when you think about the must-haves on a vehicle, seat belts, turn signals, right? Like there's just some things you gotta have, and they're not necessarily typically associated with being like delighters, like features that are really going to sway someone. And again, kudos to Mini for trying to make them special to bring people in. I think Audi did a really good job on their taillights in some of their more recent models as well, with like the
yeah, but
you know what I'm trying to say.
But the LEDs move.
Yeah,
yes,
which is cool.
But they move in the direction that you're turning, not the opposite direction.
I mean, imagine that. Imagine you. Okay, if you haven't seen an Audi turn light, like I guess we'll find a clip and we'll put it in here.
Yeah.
But it's like the LEDs like move in the direction you're turning, and the full blinker also fills in.
Yeah.
In Europe, it's just the LED. Imagine you're turning left and that fills into the right. You'd be confused. It would make no sense. Again, Pops, though, when you see the full rear of the vehicle.
Yeah. Which, because it's a Mini, is pretty easy to do because it's smaller than the average rear of an average car. So you should be taking, unless, of course, you've already smacked into the back of it, and the only thing you can see is the left tail light.
Pretty incredible stuff. Let us know down below what quirks you've seen in other cars. We'll be curious to know where this ranks on your list. Pops, thanks for taking a peek at this. Thought you'd get a kick out of that. And I can't wait to see what Mini comes up with next.
Gosh, who knows?
Thanks for doing this, Ted.
Thanks, Zach.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.